All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News.
Got stuff in his mouth at the same
You
time.
can tell he showed up a few minutes late.
All
Yeah,
right.
please.
Let's thank our marketing partners. Let's thank. All right, start again. A little slow today. Maybe. GAC, Great American Company.
And make an official announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with him today,
Mm-hmm.
and he is back with us for next year. So
Well, thank you, Garima. Is Papa John's back?
I ain't talked to Papa John's yet.
I don't think they're going anywhere. Thank Papa John's for being with us. I think Tim Brown, Slinger Speed Company. We got to see if he's coming back. MPM Marketing with Tanya McAllister. Bonner Brothers Distillery. Langley Speedway. I think Bill and Chuck, Terry. Appreciate those guys. Pepsi. Jack and my drink of choice, Mountain Dew Pepsi. Mosquito Joe, get 50% off on your first month of service. Just mention the racetrack or Jack.
And Mosquito Joe's coming back next year. I talked with him. He's back next year.
Yeah, I mean, I recognize him now, so I mean, I'm sure he'll come back now.
Well, he said he's doing it in spite of you.
In spite of I didn't
You don't
know who he was.
is.
Blew him off.
You didn't know who he was.
What about Eddie?
Fast Eddie's Barbecue.
Eddie's gonna be with us.
Mm. Oops. Let's see. Factory Canopies. I think Todd Davis for coming on board with our sponsorship deal and donating a fully custom canopy and some chairs. Miles of Seamless Gutter for putting up the money to mine and Jack's fabulous idea. Let's see. Oh, one more. Frontline Performance Race Fuels and Parts. It's the hottest fuel at Langley Speedway. It may or may not pass today. I just add that in.
May even win the championship.
It has won a championship. With that, you got some news, Jack?
Oh man, there's a bunch of news going on this weekend. Look, Mark Wirtz has finally showed up. So
Right on time.
they were talking trash about you. But
No, we were defending you.
All right. Down at North Wilkesboro, they'll have their first practice session down there, or test session, whatever you want to call it.
With their 750 horsepower.
Yeah,
We actually had some of our breakers that were having manufactured tested on some of the Hendrix cars today.
Oh, okay,
A
cool.
little feather in the cap, huh?
I guess we can't talk trash now, but I better not say nothing to Skindle, huh? I've already been accused of having favoritism towards you,
We'll get to that, Jack.
so we'll
We
talk
ain't
about
finished
it.
turning it up yet.
All right, Nitro Motorsports. Jake Bowman has replaced Leland Honeyman, the driver of
Where?
Nitro Motorsports. They made a replacement there. Lonesome Pine made an announcement this week that they're not going to do any Legends cars at Lonesome Pine this year. That's unusual for them.
Yeah.
McNally Hilgerman Racing, the number 19 Menards West Series car, will be driven this year by Mason Massey. His foray into the West Series. And of course, Adam come in, he's all excited that Tony Stewart's back in a college.
Back, baby.
I mean, you'd say he's got to be a favorite for Daytona, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, him and his teammate.
Jet Nolan is going to drive for Donnie Wilson in the Southern Super Series this year. So he's got him a good ride. All right, how about the Chase? The Chase has returned this year. That's a big deal. I mean, they've made a whole lot of big news about that. There are going to be 26 regular season races, 10 races in the Chase. The top 16 are in. In the top 16 of points are in. There's no win you're in. None of that stuff this year. You got to be in the top 16. The Chase points will reset after the last regular season game, the last regular season race. The Leader will have 2,100 points when they change to the new thing. The next person down is 25 points down. And then third place is 35 points down. And then from then on is 5 points down after each one.
Okay.
That's a pretty good deal.
Are they going to do a regular season champion like they have there?
That's not been. That's not been.
I didn't see that. Yeah.
They're still going to do the, what do you call it? The stage racing. They're still going to do that.
They did get rid of playoff points though.
Yeah, they did get rid of playoff points, but you still get stage points.
Yep.
Also, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series will have same type of championship with the top 12 making it. And then in the truck series, it's only the top 10 that's going to make it. So it's going to be a whole new setup this year. So
Yeah.
And then a win is worth 55 points.
I know a win is 55. You get 55, and
That O'Reilly's is gonna be our series sponsor.
it's going to be cool.
Oh, for the late models and stuff. Oh.
Listen, they-
All right. WeatherTech is leaving Trackhouse Racing and leaving Shane Van Ginsbergen and that group over there. And I haven't heard where they're going. You were in Charlotte this week. Give us some scope here.
I don't know. That was not something that I know. That
Slipped under the rug.
yeah.
They got a brand. Conversation.
Ross Chastain and Kyle Busch both are going to run 8 races apiece for Nice Motorsports this year for their truck series. So that's a big deal.
Kyle's leaving Spire, being that was essentially his team at one time.
Yeah.
But Nisa's putting in a lot of effort into their team, especially the group of guys. There's 3 guys at Richmond announced that they were buying the sponsors were buying the team.
And then the Ram truck team of Colleague Racing has put 15 drivers out there that's in a competition to get.
I can't wait for this show to come out.
The show comes out Friday the
25th.
The day after the banquet.
the 25th comes out 25th. So, but I think we already know who won.
Do we? Well, I've seen some things, but I'm not sure if that's what it meant or not.
I'm hearing that somebody got called under the carpet for letting it out the bag. So anyway. But the 15 drivers: Austin Beers, coming from the modifieds; Michael Christopher Jr. runs some modifieds; Benny Tyrell, Cody and Casey Kelly. They raced down at Florence, down that way. So that they're in it. Carson Ferguson, he is a dirt late model driver. He's coming. He's going to be there. Cade Brown, I've seen him a little bit everywhere.
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he was at Southern National. Ryan Jamel. Now I don't know who that. I've never heard of him, so I can't.
He runs some kind of like NASCAR vintage series where they take like the historic NASCAR cars and run them on road courses and stuff. I think.
Oh, okay. Chase Burrow is in it. Hey, Jonathan Cash. I mean, Jonathan Cash been around for a while, and so he got a chance at it. I think he was running some Smart Tour modifieds. The last I heard. Hermie Sadler. That's right. Tanner Reif or whatever his name is, he's going to be in it.
What's up, Spanky?
He's usually the one that I think he had several different rides last year with different teams. I think he's Landon Huffman. I think that's a name. Grant Grishbach. Don't know who that is. You know who that one is?
He's a super driver out of Wisconsin. Up there, Slinger, all those places.
Okay, well,
We got to get this show on the road before he takes it.
Jared Fire Trevor Ward the other. So
we know them.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And don't tell me you know who they are. All right. We're gonna go ahead and get started here with ATLEY. Let's get Mark come in here. Can Mark take your spot?
Yeah.
Mark, come in here and take that spot. You want to get on the end down there, Jacob? There.
Come on, Jacob. You're small. You can come on.
Anybody know who Hannah Moore is?
Heard of
Yeah, she's
Okay, I don't know who she is, though. All right, we got ATLEY WEISE, and we got Jacob Derrick, and we got Mark Works, all part of the Mark Works team over at.
favoritism around here.
I ain't gonna say nothing else. I've already been accused because I had you on last week with Spencer.
RDS is not too happy.
And then we brought you back this week with Jacob and ATLEY. He said we're favoritism towards you because we like you.
Well, I'm sure that y'all can have them on.
We working on it. So anyway,
We get Tuck up here soon. He's in
yeah, I talked to him too.
HVAC certifications.
So I talked to him. So we're gonna get him on this as soon as he gets.
As soon as he's free.
Yeah, as soon as he's free. You know, I guess education is more important than us right now.
Wow. Supposedly.
Gotta have something to fall back on.
That's right.
All right, well, ATLEY, we'll start with you, ATLEY. What's going on for you this year? You're going to be doing total late model racing. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on.
Yeah, so we'll be totally in the late model, running late model stock cars in 2026. Running at Langley and hoping to, travel to a few other places as well throughout the season and, get some experience at other tracks and now looking forward to it, being able to focus on the late model this year, not jumping back and forth. We can kind of, focus on that and see what we can do.
Did that add difficulty?
I mean, not really. It wasn't a huge jump between limiteds to late models. The biggest difference is just the competition level. I mean, you can look at qualifying and you can see just how close everybody is and how it's just those little things is what sets everybody apart. So we're just trying to gain the respect of, all of the
Sure.
veterans in the late model division. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm looking forward to it.
Now, did you like going out of town? I mean, you've ran fairly well going out of town. It's kind of a little bit of a shock for me for somebody as new and going out of town.
No, when we went to Sobo and we ran the limited races that we did, I loved it. That place is awesome, and I picked it up fairly quickly. Florence was a little bit more of a challenge, but nonetheless, I really want to go back there and, with my knowledge that I gained from the last race, improve on that at some point. So, yeah, I mean, I really enjoy learning new things because, when you're trying to, work up to the higher series, you're not running at one track every single week. So you got to learn how to go to a new place. Like Cars Tour guys, they hadn't seen Cordell last year, and then they had to go there and get with the program really quickly. So that's something that I need to develop and throughout my career to make sure that, if I do show up to a new place, I can, get with the program pretty quickly.
Now, what kind of stuff has Mark brung for you? Like when you show up at the racetrack, the information I'm sure that he gives you, right? He's a veteran in the sport. He's obviously very well known. What is that like?
Well, I mean, it's super. I've really, enjoyed working with Mark because it helps. He's been to all of these places that I've been to, whether it's Langley or South Boston or Florence. So he's got that behind the wheel experience, and he's also got the crew chiefing experience to help me with that. So, I mean, it really helps when you're working with somebody that's, been behind the wheel because it just makes a huge difference because they felt what the changes and they haven't just turned the wrench and made the changes. So, it's been a huge help and really enjoyed working with the Mark Wirtz Racing program over this last year.
Well, it's one of the big things to have a guy like Mark. But how about your teammates? Have you had a chance to sit down and talk with them and, get any pointers from them? I mean, you got a hot shoe over there.
Me and Jacob and Tucker will discuss stuff because Jacob's been running limiteds a year longer than me, so he's faced a lot of, and that's one more year of scenarios that he's faced, and we'll talk about things whether in practice or qualifying or before the race, and I've learned a lot from Jacob as well, just bouncing ideas off each other.
And Jacob, you're probably not going to hear that from anybody else.
So, Mark, you got these young guys. Do you make them talk to each other and get some pointers from each other and work with each other?
Well, I mean, we don't have to make them. It's just, it helps. We talk about it in the shop. It helps when the guys can get along and lean on each other. if one's struggling with something and they want to see what the other guy's feeling, that they go off and talk, and him, Athley and Jacob and Tucker compared notes pretty well, and Spencer should fit in pretty good with that as well. And that's the one neat thing about, we're trying to keep things a small circle versus get too stretched beyond our bandwidth. But actually, I tell a couple of people this right now, I can't do you any justice because it wouldn't be fair attention.
Well, that's what I was just going to ask. Are you kind of at that comfortable limit of how many guys you got in cars that you're working on and taking care of and servicing?
We want to make sure everybody's got the same. So that was the one thing we were striving for last year that showed when took Jacob or Attley or Tucker and unloaded at South Boston, all three cars immediately right within a tenth of each other. And then we come out here and kind of a similar thing. We try to make sure everybody got the same platform to work around. And then what we may do is if we come over here and test during the week, is have something a little different in his car and something a little different in his car and see how it feels, compare notes, and like, nah, I don't really like that. And then we go back to the baseline. But it's been fun, trying to help these guys, and been lucky to have, people that can give feedback and actually be pretty smooth behind the wheel. So, we're not trying to do anything special, just trying to help get the next batch of, drivers ready to fill the void. That way you don't end up with a series struggling for car count. Jacob's ready to be late model racing. He's going late model racing. Tucker's got a car sitting in the shop that is going to be the car when he's ready to go late model racing. The limited program is a very good program for all the teams that are racing every weekend. And, minus a little bit of tire and a little bit of motor, some ride height and bump stops. It's fairly similar. The bridge isn't as big, as it was before they had the limited late model. So the limited late model program has definitely invigorated the late model program, I think, and that's probably why Langley's got one of the larger fields of cars.
Well, I think it invigorated the racing itself. I mean, I think all in general, it's been a big help. I think
There's a lot of enthusiasm out there. It wouldn't shock me to see 22 cars this year. Just with the guys we're helping, the guys that Dwayne's helping. I mean, he's got quite a few new guys, and there's a few other new guys that are going to show their face this year, and I think it's going to be neat to watch.
Yeah. When you guys unload on Saturday, is the setup pretty much the same across the board, or does everybody have a little bit of different to fit their style or personality?
So there's a little bit different. We all originally early in the year we come over, all the cars are the same. Jacob likes a little less right rear spring than Attley does. That's just style. How they get in the corner, how they roll the corner, how they do the foot, braking and throttle, and just so you gotta start with a baseline and then find what they like. It's not always all gonna be the same. Danny and Greg.
Yeah, it's about as opposite
What
as
I'm
it
getting,
gets.
what I'm getting at is they're two awesome drivers,
Mhm.
two very successful drivers. Their cars are nothing like
Right. Big spring, little spring.
it.
I mean,
Free versus tight, or
Yeah.
vice versa, but and they're brothers.
Mhm.
So why would I think that he's automatically gonna like what he likes, or he's gonna like what he likes? So you gotta tune to it a little bit. And you know what? Not every week is gonna be your week.
Mhm.
So you just gotta take it on the chin, go back and work on the car a little bit more. But we're just out here to try to help these guys move along and see the Langleys around with a good field of cars, and the fans are satisfied.
Yeah, well, I think it's so cool that a bunch of you guys sort of veterans in the late model world of kind of coming down and helping these guys.
We don't know how to quit. I mean, that's the problem.
Well, Trader told us you had to die out. It was like being in the mafia.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's part of the deal with some of those guys that came through that where we worked on our own cars, we built our own cars. It's just, you know, after doing 30 plus years of it, you're like, man, what would I do on Saturday night? Of course, our wives would say different. I mean, it's just it's our drug, you know.
Right.
So helping these guys come along is it's neat because once you kind of start transitioning into the helping role, you find yourself getting as excited as they do while they're
Mhm.
leading the race or trying to get their first top 5 or whatever.
Right.
You're like, wow, that's pretty cool. You know, I'm excited for them. You know,
Yeah.
so it's neat, and it's, you know, it all started with this guy.
Is that kind of what spun you into this?
Yeah, I mean, Ricky, there's a long history between the Derrick family and myself. His grandfather, you know, helped me out years ago.
That's all right.
Little here, little there, you know, there's a lot of that going on back, you know,
Mhm.
in the late 80s, early 90s. And then Ricky come along, and Ricky and I would always hang around together at Ross, and I welded up a couple of his race cars back in the day. And then this guy come along. So it's like, what do you do? You know?
Yeah.
So I've enjoyed helping Jacob and watching him develop in the alley, and you know, helping him get to the next level where he got his first 2 wins and at 2 different tracks and got a top 5 in a late model stock race. So, you know, that there's room for more, but it's a start. And then Tucker, we've done everything with Tucker but win. So, I mean, that's not bad. It's,
Yeah.
you know, so that's the goal, to try to get him a win. And obviously Spencer,
Mhm.
I think Spencer's going to hit the ground running. And we'll,
He was pretty impressive in the modified, just
Yeah.
jumping into it without no
Spencer-
more experience.
Spencer's got
he
a
had.
vast background in cars that I don't think a lot of people know. You know, with the sports car, the spec Corvette,
Yeah.
the Miatas.
Well, which, you know, what amount of Miatas don't have any horsepower, what the Corvette does. I mean, it's overpowered, really.
So, you know, still a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just got to start teaching different, you know, the mannerisms. There's more to it than just going fast for a lap. I mean, you gotta put the whole race together. It's a plan. It's a system. It's not just okay, there's 20 cars, let's go see who's the fastest to get to the checker flag. There's a path to get there that's more than just blowing through the guy running.
Right. And I remember, I think it was Earnhardt that made a comment one time that, you know, that guy doesn't know how to race. He's fast, but he doesn't know how to race. And there is a difference,
Well,
right?
there's a difference between a racer and a driver.
You know, being able to, put, like you said, go through the whole race and not drive through somebody, make sure you're there at the end. Because I mean, I don't know, I've been famous for being impatient, right? I mean, it's easy, it's easy to say in behind the car you want to go. It's like yesterday wasn't fast enough, but you have to be patient for the long run in the race to make it to the end.
Well, a lot of it too is more than just it's not all in the car either. It's beyond the car, it's beyond the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you handle your social media, it's how you handle the fans, it's how you handle your temper when you first get out of the car. You know, we all lose our cool, myself included. But at the end of the day, as you start getting bigger partners and sponsors on the car, you gotta preserve that and watch your mouths or your actions, because now everybody's got a cell phone and the cameras are everywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flow Racing zooms right in on it.
Yeah. And they're going to look back on what you posted 2 years ago and say, hey, you know.
So
Now, Jake, you sitting there and they hadn't said a word.
He's
that's
listening.
how he races. He's just there, and you find out late that he's really there.
So you had a big year last year, pretty big year for you last year. So give us some of your highlights of what you did last year.
Oh, yeah, the late model win was for sure at the top of the list. That was different because we I think we finished last, and I going into that race, I thought we were going to just be in the way, and we ended up being really good. Probably one of the best cars in the field. So that was probably at the top of the list for sure. That late model win.
I think it was so cool. Mark's reaction those last 5 or 10 laps. I mean, I haven't seen him that excited over much of anything anymore, and how excited he was the last few laps he running the race was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it was cool to see, and the water bottle throw after too.
Well, it has to be good. It has to be that type of, to have a guy like Mark to get excited about what you're doing. That's big.
Well,
yeah.
the one thing that Jacob did that stood out to me, and I've talked to a few people beyond this place that have taken notice. So he won a late model race here. Go to South Boston. He won a limited race there. Go to Florence, win the big race, which is basically a late model stock car with a small carburetor. Everything about the limited down there is the same.
And that's its own place. Like Florence is a weird track.
Go to Dominion and ran a good second. First time there. First time South Boston. First time Florence. Go to Carteret. It hadn't been for a radio button. I'm not gonna say we'd have won, you never know.
Yeah.
But we were the car.
You were there.
Oh yeah,
And
really
it-
hard to beat.
Never seen the place. So 5 different racetracks. Only one was he familiar with. And he picked right up on it. And to me, that's the kind of stuff that stands out that makes some people realize you're ready for the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Now we just got to find him some funding. That's the sad truth about the sport for everybody. So,
Unfortunately, and it's become so expensive today compared to, when you started and when I first kind of got into racing. I mean, it was kind of expensive then, but I don't know how people do it today. It's just so tough.
so we're doing everything. We're trying to help them, all of them. But we're going to go back to Florence and just see how it goes. And I think the rest is just kind of you winging it, finding going with what y'all.
Yeah.
They're going to pick a schedule. Well, you talk about it.
Yeah, we don't really know yet, but I want to run a few here. I want to run a few at Sobo. I just want to travel and have fun and not stress about points anywhere. I mean, I like to try and win a championship because I've never have on asphalt, but the past 2 races, traveling has just been so much fun, and I haven't had fun like that since probably a legend car. So just having that just makes me want to travel, and I think most likely we're going to try and do that if we can find the funding for it.
Well, I think overall, traveling, kind of like he had said, that, I think overall it'll make you a better driver, adjusting to different, because look, if you go up, right, you're going to be traveling, right? And I think the more you can do that now, the better prepared you would be for that, right?
Oh yeah, because I learned more at Florence and Carteret than I did the past year here in the Virginia.
Doing the
Race,
same thing,
doing
right?
the same thing. So just doing that, it makes me better, and it's just a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm. But when you're running up front, it's fun.
Oh, yeah, but
that makes it fun.
Well, it's kind of like with ATLEY, we went down there with 2 cars and wasn't able. We brought some help and kind of got off a little bit on his car, and then found our way back to it a little too late. But he finally picked up on it right there towards the end, and even though it was a defeat, it was a victory in the fact that now he wants to go back even worse.
Right. Yeah,
Instead of running from the challenge, he wants to go face it head on. So, to me, that's stuff that stands out. I mean, hell, if I quit every time.
Right. Been done a long time ago, right?
Yeah. It's just, you got to enjoy while you're winning. You got to enjoy the wins when you get them. And, because, you never know how long it'll be before the next one happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna do some traveling around. So I know you got to be excited and ready to do that. So who all helps you with your car? I mean, besides Mark, we all know Mark there.
Oh yeah, we got a ton of people. My dad, Chris Edwards, free ride. He's a new add to the shop too. He's been helping out a lot, and I'm really excited for the icebreaker coming up. I'm really excited for that race.
Your mom, your dad,
What's up, my dad?
Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan Rogers, my mom. My mom's been helping a lot trying to get us funding for these races. So
Yeah, she's like a dog with a bone. You gotta give her credit.
Oh yeah,
She don't stop.
and Shane Snyder too. Shane helps us a lot.
What will you let him do?
He helps us.
Hold this shit.
No, actually, believe it or not, Shane's good help.
Yeah, he might give everybody a hard time.
He keeps us laughing.
I'm sure. Well, Brandy does too. She keeps us laughing for sure.
Well, I mean, you know, both these guys, George Coleman, Gene Nichols does the transmissions and carburetors.
Mhm.
You know, George has stepped up and helped you a bunch.
Yeah.
Being really good for
Awesome to
you.
work with. Oh, yeah.
They got a small tribe behind them outside of our, you know, our envelope. So
Mhm.
they'll be all right. They'll be good.
No, I'm excited for you guys. I mean, I think it's so cool for you young guys to have somebody like Mark, because there's like just invaluable. I mean, Mark probably doesn't think so in some ways, that the information that he has is invaluable, right? It just shortens the learning curve up of
Yeah.
just tricks of racing with somebody and what you do in certain scenarios. So he could say, look, when you're in this scenario, do, you know, like if you got somebody hanging on the right rear, don't just go ahead and pass them on the last lap. Let them stay there so they can't get behind you and knock you out of the way, right? I mean, those are just things you don't, it'd take you a couple of years before you figured out where he's going to tell you, and you're like, never thought of it like that, you know?
So, I mean, that's all, you know, getting seat time is experience in different scenarios, because there's only so much you can do when you're just turning laps in practice, because
Right.
you can't get your line taken away from you and have to run on the top, or you can't, it's just all about
Blow a
They-
corner and
yeah.
somebody's underneath of you.
exactly.
Mhm.
So the more scenarios, you know, that I can face as a driver, the more prepared I'll be for when it happens next time.
Yeah.
So who all helps you with yours? I mean, I know. Go ahead, Mom.
Yeah, mom and dad. It's usually just me and my parents and Gene Brinson, just kind of in our little corner, getting stuff done.
Well, that's a good way to do it.
You guys got some sponsors you need to mention?
So we're excited to have Juan's Mexican Cafe and Cantina and Water Street Grill. They'll be back on the car for Langley in 2026, and you know, Juan's has been with us since I was in go-karts, and we've been happy to have Water Street Grill as well with us for the last few years. So, you know, glad to have them back. And like Mark said, we've got Cam's Racing Engines, George Coleman Motor under the hood, G. Nichols Carburetors, got a Hawkeye Graphics wrap. Had a lot of people who've really liked that. Buck knocked that out of the park. So
Buck is the man.
yeah, no, Buck, he's an artist with what he does. It's super cool to see all of his ideas with all the cars that he does. But Torp Chassis with us as well, and WP Racing Shocks, and we've got a good group of people in the shop and people that we work with outside of the shop. So I'm really blessed to have all of these awesome people behind me, and hoping I can get some good stuff done for them this year.
Now, the thing you were involved with this week or last week, whatever it was, when you went out and drove the car.
Oh,
So tell us
yeah.
a little bit about what that's all about.
yeah, so that was something that came to us through the Guido Memorial Foundation, and Tammy Guido, she runs it, and basically what it is her foundation, her son, 16, got into a tragic car accident on the way home from a school dance, and so all part of her advocacy is just advocating for safe teen driving. If you see something, say something. And so that was with something called Lifesaver ISA technology, and it's basically like you put it in your car and it limits the speed where you can mash on the gas as much as you want, and it will just stay right at the speed limit, or you can get it set to a maximum of 9 over. And so part of it is for newer teen drivers when they're getting in the car. You can put it in it, help them learn what it's like to maintain that speed limit, like training wheels, and then you take it off after a year. And I believe there's also just been a law passed in state of Virginia where if you're a habitual speeder, kind of like the governor that you can put on the car, like the breathalyzer, if you have DUIs, it'll be like that, and they'll put that in the vehicles of habitual speeders. So that was really cool because I was able to try it, raised awareness for teen safety, because I know a lot of times people ask my mom, like, are you scared? Are you scared having them out there on the roads or on the racetrack? And she's like, no. The dangerous part is the drive to the racetrack, because it's just so unpredictable. Don't have the same safety equipment. You don't know half the time where everybody's going with intersections and stuff. So, it was really awesome to work with Tammy and Guido Memorial Foundation, Lifesaver.
It was really cool that you got involved in that. I mean, it's
Yeah, no, I love doing stuff like that, outside of just, my normal racing and sponsor activities. There's me. Because I've been given a platform, and so I want to be able to use it to help, raise awareness for things that I feel strongly about. Like I'm about to have an iRacing charity race coming up on January 31st. I have a friend and classmate who is dealing with type 1 diabetes, so we're doing it for Type 1 Diabetes Foundation Breakthrough T1D. So anybody who's on iRacing or wants to have some fun on January 31st, let me know. Afterburner 200 ARCA cars here at Langley. It'll be a fun time for a good cause.
you still doing it? You're not.
Which account were you on?
Are you
got
not
like 5
suspended yet?
accounts?
I'm on the same one. I've been doing good recently.
Is this Mark's doing? He's like, you gotta play that.
I probably will run that race though.
Yeah, no, that'd be
Sounds
awesome.
like fun.
Y'all let Paul lose now.
Yeah.
We gotta get Paul.
He's getting kicked out before the first quarter of the race is over.
Right, yeah. Well, I think it was a couple years ago. He had like one account. He had a black account that he can start racing on.
I've never been kicked. Bro, I have my same account. I'm a good iRacing.
We know the story. We're not going to talk too much about it, but we know the story. Mark, when you go out with these guys on a practice session or whatever, how do you divide your time up? Are you on the radio with all of them and know exactly what's going on? And
Well, on a private day, we try to stagger, well, obviously, Langley,
Well, you got
you
one
want
car
one car
at
at
a
a
time.
time.
Yeah.
South Boston or Florence or somewhere like that, we just, all get ready. Tim Brown, when he comes in, we'll send him out. Usually keep a radio, just unplug one and plug it to the other. And then, when they come in, even like on a Saturday when we're here trying to help them, they want to come in and try to talk to him as soon as he gets out of the car. And then he's usually pulling in or vice versa, or Tucker. Then evaluate. And,
do you keep notes on all the stuff that you got going on, or is it all up here?
no, I'm very in on notes. You guys have, I got,
Oh,
I
really?
got books all the way back to my first year in racing. Everything we do to the car is wrote down. If I can flip back and go, all right, this is where we were. This is when we changed that. Let's go put that back. Now,
You're not
it's hard to
digital now.
remember.
You
It's
still got
hard to
the
remember.
notebooks
It's hard to remember everything. We
for sure.
write everything down. Big on note taking.
So when a change has got to be made, it is something that you and Free Ride kind of discuss, or you say, "Hey, we need to do this or do that," and this team does it, or how's that?
Well,
No.
each change is based on the car and the driver.
Mhm.
Unless we hit on something, we're like, hey, you really need to try this because it really worked over here.
Mhm.
But stuff like that. Lately with Free Ride around, we bang our heads on stuff, but fortunately with the limited stuff, he's like, man, this is kind of your thing. He said, I'm coming.
You're doing what?
Coming in and the late model stuff is where he's really helping us a lot, and with the limiteds. But it's neat to bring in different ideas.
Mhm.
It's also neat to find out that some of the ideas you've been working around are good,
Mhm.
some are bad, and then you get different,
Opinion.
what ifs. Scenarios are never bad. Anytime you're limiting yourself to learn, you're harming the program. So you always got to be willing to learn and see what else is out there.
So is this the future of Mark Works Racing?
We're in, when y'all say we're kind of investing into a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I see you posted. You got to pull down. I mean, you got a lot of stuff over there, and I mean, I was just curious if this is what you see. Look, we're not getting any younger. Eventually, so you don't have to get out of the seat, but eventually.
So no, I mean, I haven't been very bashful about it all. This will probably be my full final season before I go to what Jamie Caldwell told me is the old man plan, fall and spring. You know, skip the hot summer stuff. But yeah, I think when I finally get out of the seat, that's what we're going to be doing. I mean, that's kind of the path we're laying with. You know, we've got 8 race cars in the shop now, and you know, a lot of equipment, a lot of parts, a lot of motors, a lot of transmissions. And the one good thing too that we're trying to do is have the cars fully serviced too. Fresh motors, fresh transmissions, wheel bearings, rear ends, you know, nothing strung out, you know, trying to keep each car on point. So yes, I guess to answer your question, it's what when Phil Jones and I start talking about the future of how we want to do this with him helping me and then us getting something going for Tucker, we were like, well, let's see if we can make something of it. And we already kind of had it grossly started without it being started. And then we just said, well, let's keep it a tight circle. Our mindset is to make sure, like I said earlier, that all the cars get the equal attention. There's, you know, not one left behind kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then just see where it goes. But yeah, ultimately, somebody will be in my late models.
Well, that was kind of going to be my next question without prying too much.
That's why I've also, people say, why you keep spending this money if you're going to be getting out? I said, well, if I've got up-to-date new equipment, it's going to be easier to attract.
Well, when you're running well, right, you're taking these guys and making them run well, but you're certainly contributing to it. But it's good for Mark Works Racing when these guys go out of town and win races and they're running up front.
Well, I can tell you from last year, I learned everything not to do. So we didn't do that to their car.
but some of it, you've been very good at finding funding, right? That's not a terrible secret. You're very good with marketing and working, you know, sponsors or marketing partners, right? It's a better word. When you do decide to get out, you have a plan of like giving that guy, you know, some like these guys that don't have the funding of their stuff an opportunity. Is that something it's kind of thought process? I mean, you kind of hinted on that.
We've had discussions. Fortunate to have Corvette Parts out in that Keen Parts. Structure Mechanical and Buckets Bar and Grill and Control Conditions Corporation helping us in a big way. And the neat thing about it is they're helping, you know, obviously me as the driver, but the biggest thing is the social media platform. So they're helping the team. So Corvette Parts out in that Keen Parts, we've had multiple discussions. As long as I got the team going, the car running, it kind of,
they want to be part of the family.
If it's necessarily me driving it. As long as we just keep doing, the goal is to sell parts.
Right.
Put it out there. You know, no matter whose car, what sponsor we're trying to promote. I like to use the word partner.
Correct.
But eventually, yeah, we'll be figuring something out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's cool because I think it's just from when you started and back when I was kind of, you know, I was a pit crew member, but in the sport was a shorter path. But now it just seems like such a far reach for somebody that's coming in to get an opportunity to get in good commitment and show that they can or can't do it. Right. I just think it'd be a cool opportunity or a cool thing that I think the sport needs that could be filled by you.
Well, the cool part about what we're doing too.
I'll make sure you got my number for you.
The cool part about what we're doing as well too is that, you know, I got a regular job, make a good living in the shipyard. Got good insurance, my own 401k. So I'm not making a living off these guys. All our stuff's paid for. We're not paying any rent on trailers or you know, bank loans. So it's kind of just the whole our deal is way different than most, because a lot of people are having to pay their shop rent and then make their own house
Mhm.
insurance. They're pulling money out of a rental program, no matter who it is.
Mhm.
That's their 9 to 5.
Right.
So I think that's also helped us be a little cheaper,
Mhm.
especially if we house a car or if they're in a car that we own. So it also keeps it more personal, because then the people, the teams and the families don't feel like we're just there for the money,
Mhm.
or it's a personal feel. So the money has to be there. Don't get me
Sure.
wrong. I'm not trying to sell it, because these things are cheap. It's a lot of money just preparing it to get to the racetrack. What we spend at the racetrack, honestly, race day expenses is sometimes cheaper than the prep to get to the racetrack. So, let's see where it goes. I'm not going anywhere soon, I can tell you that.
Well, I'm glad to hear.
Well, guys, we appreciate y'all coming out here, and Mark, appreciate you having your drivers be here with us the last couple of weeks, and I think it's really cool what you're doing, even for ATLEY. I mean, he's still going to do some announcing and when the chance comes up.
Yeah, anytime I've got a free weekend, still want to be at the racetrack. So I was really cool to be able to do some pit reporting here at Langley for 3 races, along with being with Wacky Wednesday, dabbling some collegiate athletics with Christopher Newport University. So anytime I can be behind the microphone,
You know what you
take
need
the
to do?
opportunity.
You need a hot mic in the car.
Oh no!
Get him to narrate the race while
He probably could do it. I know it sound a whole lot better than being Jack.
He's long-winded.
I'd like to hear Jacob do it.
Oh yeah.
Well, the one thing too about these two guys, and Jacob's in the shop working, Adley's in the shop working, Tucker's in the shop working. Spencer, he'll start coming around once he gets his school stuff done, and it's neat that, like I said, there's more to it than just, hey, we want to go race that car. I mean,
It's good to see that
Well, it's a
he
big
get out there and work
family.
on the cars and get them.
he's been learning how to run the pull down rig. I mean, run it, like set the car up on it, hook up.
Well, I'm glad to see you doing
I'm
something.
gonna earn your keep somehow.
Ain't doing nothing else.
All right, guys,
I think
we
that's
appreciate it, and we'll look out for you this year, and we'll get
Yeah.
you back every now and then when we can. And
Yeah, see how it
Mark,
suits us
thanks for
all.
doing what you do, and we appreciate it.
Just do it because I love it. And hopefully we get Tucker on here, and you got plenty of others to talk to. There's this talented racetrack right here. There's a lot of talent.
A lot of it.
Yeah, we've been very fortunate here at Langley. For I think a lot of people, we're talking with Greg last week, and how many people's come through his shop, or how many people has worked, pit crew members that just went to Charlotte and make a living. I mean, there's a lot.
I got a guy. Can't say. His
I was
name.
gonna say you
I got
might
a
want
guy,
to give your
can't
forces
say-
out.
Can't say his name, but he's getting ready to really make a big footprint in the form F1 series.
Mm.
That's
That's a whole other-
leaving our team.
That's all right.
Wow.
There's like somebody else a couple of years ago did some F1 stuff. I don't remember who it was now.
I'm gonna miss him too because he's a hell of a machinist.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys being
Yeah.
here.
Thank
and,
you.
thank you.
And we need to get Patrick on here because we don't want to keep the doctor waiting too
Oh,
long.
man.
Thank you.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
I'm gonna monitor
Can't wait to see you guys this year. Good luck, Mark.
No problem.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we appreciate it. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks.
Doctor
You
will
want
see
to
us now.
come over so we can take the one screen off?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's see. Let's run a. Oh, where's my? They done changed all kinds of stuff. Where's our videos? I don't know. I thought they were down here, but they're not. Anyway, all right. Well,
Let's go to Patrick.
what's up, Patrick? How you doing, man?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me on.
Oh man, we appreciate you taking some time. You're a busy person, got a lot of stuff going on.
Yes,
So
sir.
we appreciate you doing that. Now, I heard a rumor before we get started good with you. I heard a rumor that you're moving, you're going to be coming to Charlotte. You're going to be living in Charlotte or something like that.
Yep, yeah, that's correct. Packing up the apartment as we speak, and I'll be heading east and living just outside of Charlotte for the race season. So really excited to get out there, be in the shop with these guys, and get to work this season. So huge opportunity and ready to be right in the middle of it.
We're going to be full time this year, right?
Yes, sir. Yep, full time in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. So dream come true, huge opportunity. With Big Machine Racing, and been thanking them a ton. But Patrick Donahue, Scott Borchetta, all these guys for giving me a chance. And it's what every kid dreams about: strapping in a race car for the first time, that you get to make it to this level and have a full-time shot with a really great team. So yeah, that's what's on the agenda for this year.
Do you still get people to maybe recognize you from the Peak Challenge?
Yeah. It comes up less frequently nowadays than it used to, but. Yeah, I mean, the Peak Challenge was such a cool deal. And, we talk a lot in this sport about, how people get opportunities, and that there's not too many, I guess, competitions or proving grounds to try to put people in equal equipment and pick drivers that have potential. And I think that competition was great, not only for me, but, Chase Briscoe, other people came up through that competition and others similar to it. And obviously Chase has gone on to accomplish great things. So, it's cool to have been a part of that deal. And, obviously it's taken a little while longer for me to get a full-time opportunity, but that just goes with never giving up and pursuing your dream. And, yeah, people still bring it up, and it's a cool deal to be reminded of.
For sure. Well, I think the sport as a whole, that competition, sponsorship packages and money, finances, there was a big hardship for several years there. So I don't think that's as much on you. It's just much on the economy at the time, the things that were tough, right? Is there any relationships that you still have from that have sort of helped you along the way?
Yeah, I mean, I think a good amount. I made a ton of, friends and connections in the garage area that I've stayed in touch with people over the years. Whether it's, just BSing about racing stuff, or if someone has questions about their eyes that I can help them out with now. So I think just, being in touch with the garage area, obviously racing as much as I can, even on a regional level, running late model stuff in Florida has kind of kept me plugged in. And there's a lot of people. This sport it's a tight knit community, as big as it is going across the country. The industry itself is really small. And, I'm fortunate that there's people who've, cared about me, looked out for me over the years, and tried to see me get the best opportunities that I can. And all that stuff, I think has paid off here in the long term.
I could imagine, though. Now, I didn't even think about that aspect of it. You being in the garage, right? And probably it's like, hey, Patrick, my eye. You probably get that all the time.
It comes up a lot, man. Yeah, people come, hey, take a look at this, and they just pull the eye down. But yeah, I'm available for garage side consults anytime.
There you go. Free of charge. So when you come to Charlotte, are you going to have a practice and work at a practice in Charlotte too, or?
Yeah, no plans for that at this time. The actual clinical practice stuff, I'm going to put on pause for the season. I'm fortunate, where I'm at here in Houston. These guys have been big supporters of my racing from day one, when they convinced me to move out here from Florida, and they've been excited to kind of follow along in this whole journey. And the patients, they're pumped about it. I mean, I spend about half my day talking about the patient and what's going on with them, and then the other half, they want to know, how the last race went. We're talking racing all day long, so it's cool to have the support on both sides. I'm still going to be involved in, research and going to conferences and things like that, and trying to help our field move forward. And I think that, kind of racing on this level will help raise awareness for a lot of the things that we do on a daily basis. But the actual practice stuff, I'm going to put on pause. My partners are going to kind of pitch in and help me out throughout the year here, and then I'll come back in the off season.
Oh, that's cool. I mean, at least you'll have something to, when you get back, it'll still be there for you when you get there. What was it like for you to do what you did last year? You drove.
I don't know, how many teams did you drive for?
Xfinity cars. You drove trucks. I mean, you drove a little bit of everything last year, like ARCA.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. It's rare that you get the stars to align just for one opportunity to race on those levels, and fortunately this was a deal that came together where I got to compete. Yeah, like you said, in ARCA truck, the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and really just jump back into big heavy stock cars on a variety of tracks. Everything I've done probably for the last decade or so has been late models on short tracks, and I've done some modified racing in the Smart Tour Series, and definitely, getting back in the swing of like intermediates and super speedways was interesting. And then, like you said, driving for different teams, you're working with different crew chiefs, different guys all the time. So you learn a lot, but it's also a lot of, learning to communicate with different people. But I loved every second of it. Obviously, with the limited attempts that we had, went out there and made an impression, and it's led to a bigger opportunity this year. So yeah, man, I'm just along for the ride, and I'm loving every second of it.
Well, it has to be great to know that you went through all that you did last year, driving different cars and it paid off to a full-time ride this year with Big Machine Racing. That's got to be,
which has ran well.
Success story. I mean, a big success story.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, that's what you strive for. You get your limited shots, and you got to make them count. And fortunately, I was surrounded by people last year who knew how precious each one of those starts was to me. And I feel like we made the most of them. I mean, the fall Martinsville race, I think we started 33rd and drove all the way up into the top 10, like on a green flag run, just on, speed and passing people. And it was cool after the race, having folks from other teams come up to me on pit road and say, how much speed we had and how good we looked. And to get that respect from a garage area like that is huge. And like you said, one thing leads to another, and it opens doors. And yeah, now I get the shot to do it all year long. So I'm pumped.
So when did this deal come about, or when did you know this was going to happen, or is this a last minute thing, or?
Yeah, I think a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, I don't even really know how or when it happens. I have a good team of people around me who've been trying to help, push me along here and get into as good of a ride as possible for this next season. And as far as I know, I mean, a lot of it came together pretty late here, and it was a little bit unexpected for me, but really exciting. And again, just thankful to Chevrolet, Scott Borchetta, everyone at Big Machine Racing for welcoming me in. I've gotten to spend a little bit of time at the shop, meet everybody, and starting next week, I'll be there full time. And everyone's tugging the rope in the same direction. We're excited to get to the Rockingham test and then get to Daytona, I guess a month from tomorrow. So it's coming up quick.
What was it like when you got the phone call that this was coming, or this was a done deal and you got a full-time gig for next year?
100% excitement, man. Like it was, it was up and down. I didn't know what we were going to do next year, if anything at all. And when you get the final news that it's really happening, I mean, the expression, you got to pinch yourself. Like it's true. You can't even kind of wrap your head around it. And especially, the unique path, I guess, that my life and career has taken. There was plenty of times where I never thought I'd make it back to this level, let alone in a full-time ride. So I'd be lying if I said that I've already gotten adjusted to it. It still seems, unreal to me, even as I'm packing stuff up and coordinating with the team. It's larger than life, man. It's a really cool opportunity, and I'm very thankful for it.
Yeah, well, you have a cool story, right? I mean, so like, how long ago was the Peak Challenge? I mean, that was a good while back. Right?
Yeah, 10 years out now, 11 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least 10 years ago.
And from somebody like Scott and I and Adam, I don't know how much Adam remembers back in those times.
He jumped too. I had to school the two young ones.
We paid attention to you back in those days. We thought, hey, this is really cool. And then I kind of kept a follow on you all along. I spent, can't wait to see if he ever gets a big ride. And then this year, here it is. You got a chance, and who knows where it's going to lead from this point on.
Yeah, exactly, man. I think the potential's there, the foundation's there. I mean, this is the the shot that people dream for, because like you said, it can catapult you to something further. And I think what you said is a good point. I mean, we've been in touch for a long time now. We met way back in the Peak deal, and we've stayed connected over the years. And I mean, that just goes back to this community being small and being tight, and people looking out for each other. And it's cool to get to talk to you every couple of years and check in and see how this has evolved into this deal now. So it's special.
Yeah, it's special for me, especially because I admired what you were going through and how you were doing it, and I'm really glad to see that you've achieved it. And you got a big fan in me. I can tell you that now. I'm a big fan.
Well, and it's not like never giving up either, right? Because I mean, you could have easily just went off and been a doctor and went on with your life, right? But you've kept at it, and I think that's very admirable, and I think people respect it. Because I mean, I can imagine what that was a big blow back with the Peak deal. I can't imagine then you could be like, I'm on my way, right? It's done. I got it. And to have, you know, all the wind come out of your sail or the balloon pop and you know, going through the struggles you went through, but you never stopped, right? And I admire that, right? And I think too that makes this deal even much more special, right?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, you know, you eat, sleep, live, and breathe this deal. And I knew, you know, whether or not I made it back to a national NASCAR series, I'd be racing, you know, for a long time to come till I couldn't do it anymore. I love this sport and every aspect of it. Love working on the cars just as much as I love racing the cars. And, you know, you never give up. You hope that everything lines back up again. And like you said, that's what's happening right now. So it's cool and get to do it with my family and my friends who've supported me. We got, you know, 2 Daytonas and in Miami this year. So I'm from Florida. I'm going to have 1 million people at those races. And it's cool that, you know, you have friends and family that have supported you for all these years, and then you get to experience this whole deal with them. So it's, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Now, will you be running, doing any late model stuff, or are you just going to be doing you want to say Xfinity, but
O'Reilly. Yeah, I'm going to race as much as I can. I mean, I think there's only a handful of off weekends, so I have to see if the late model stuff lines up. I still have my old car that me and my dad work on together. We just ran it a few weeks ago in Florida, ran third at Auburndale Speedway with it. So if the dates work out, definitely be back in that thing this year. And anytime I get a chance to be behind the wheel, I'm going to do it.
Now, I may have asked you this before. Did your dad race, or are you the first time racer in your family?
Yeah. My dad raced when I was a kid. My grandfather originally raced like in upstate New York in the 50s and 60s, running midget cars. And then they all kind of migrated to Florida. And my dad raced short tracks in Florida in the 80s and 90s. I grew up at Hialeah Speedway watching him race when I was a kid. So from like 6 months old all the way till the track closed, I helped him out on his car. And that's where I got my start running, my first oval track races. So, just grew up around it, fell in love with it. And then obviously having your dad and your grandfather involved in it kind of just makes it a whole family deal.
Absolutely. That's way cool. I did not realize that your dad raced, or I don't remember us talking about it before. Did you guys ever get to race against each other?
We did actually. Yeah. So when I was first starting out, it was probably like my 5th or 6th race. So I was in the Cyclone division, which was like the pure stocks at Hialeah Speedway. And I was just getting my feet wet, and my dad was my crew chief and my driver coach. And it got to the point where he couldn't tell me what to do. So he wanted to go out there and show me. And I was talking about this race the other day. To be honest, he had me beat. And then he started to get a flat in the left front, like the tire started going down pretty slowly, and then he fell off the pace. And I eventually came around and lapped him. But the asterisk there is that he had a tire going down the whole time. But he had me covered at least the first part of the race.
Was there trash talking afterwards?
Oh yeah, to this day, it's still once in a while. But that was probably like a year or two after my dad stopped driving, and that was right at the beginning of my career. So it's cool that we got to to overlap like that. And he hasn't missed, I think, maybe but 1 or 2 of my races my entire life. So he's there for all of them.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is he going to be traveling with you a lot, going to a lot of races? Because I can't imagine his side of this has got to be way cool to see his son racing, in a premier division, and it's got to be way cool for him.
Yeah. He's planning to come to every single one. So we're trying to figure out, the logistics. If he could spend some time in North Carolina, he can travel with me. And otherwise, we got to kind of connect the dots. But I think him and my mom are going to come to every race. My sister's going to try to make it to the one she can. So it's cool to get to live this deal with him.
Absolutely. What's your dad do for a living?
He's a car mechanic, so he has a repair shop in South Florida.
Cool.
And so we've always been, around cars. The back of the shop back in the day had his race car in it, so I help him out on the customer cars and then go work on the race car a little bit. And still has the same shop, so it's cool.
Well, that is cool. Well, when we see you at Charlotte or or Richmond, wherever we're at, I got to meet your dad because I'm in automotive business. I have a auto repair shop I have for 25 years, 26 years. So I would love to talk to him.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Y'all about the same seasoned veterans when it comes to that industry there.
Yeah.
Well, Patrick, we appreciate you spending some time. I know you're busy getting packed up and getting ready to head to Carolina. Man, we can't wait to see you at the racetrack and talk with you some there because we really look out to see you there and be a big part of what you're doing because I really think it's a big deal. And congratulations to you.
Cool, man. I appreciate it very much. Yeah, any track you guys are going to be at, give me a heads up. We'll get together and hang out. And thank you very much for having me on.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Take care. Have a good night. See you.
All right, everybody.
I mean, it's a cool. He has a way cool story.
Oh yeah, it really does. I mean, think about it. This last few years that he's had to do a lot of picking up rides here and there and everywhere, and he's got his opportunity with a team that's won races. So that's
correct.
It's not something he's going to be trying to go make it a winner. It's already a winner. He's just got to go in and do his job. Yep, that's all he's got to do. So,
yeah. And
anyway,
congratulations for him, right? I mean, it's such a cool guy that's is getting an opportunity. And
one of the few doctors to ever race.
True. But in NASCAR, right? You got Dr. Patrick and Dr. Jerry Punch, right?
Wow.
That's all I remember. Well, now you got Dr. Petty, right?
He didn't race.
No, but he was involved in the sport, though.
Well, everybody went to him when they had a problem.
Okay.
But
yeah, he's had 2 careers already.
So I mean, it's really cool to see, and I can't wait to see him at the racetrack when we go to the racetracks. I mean, I talked to him. I think we interviewed him at
Charlotte. I think
it was Charlotte. We talked to him,
Charlotte,
and that was really cool. So anyway, well, next week's show. Let's talk about next week's show. RDS.
Your favorite's coming on next week?
I ain't going to go there. Ain't going there. But RDS is going to have 3 drivers with us next week. We're going to have Sarah Weitzel, Leo Bennett, and Aiden Millette going to be here, along with
Sparky.
No, Sparky.
Well, he's in the program, right?
Well, he's not one of them that's coming. So
okay.
That's RDS. I ain't gonna say it. I was gonna say something nasty. I ain't gonna say it. But Skittle, unless he talks to him, because Skittle was supposed to talk to the drivers and see if he wanted to come to the show. So he said if I brought all of them, we wouldn't have a place for them. I said we'll make a place.
Yeah,
we'll make a place.
So it's gonna be an all RDS show next week.
It's gonna be an all RDS show next week because we show no favoritism here.
That's right.
None at all. Not, just because ATLEY WEISE was here and Adam was wearing an ATLEY WEISE shirt, we show no.
What are you talking about? I got a free shirt.
Well, I didn't say how you got it. I just said you.
We stirred nothing up.
Nope.
So anyway,
if Skimmel has some shirts for us, we'll wear them next week.
Yeah, bring some shirts, Skinner.
Let him pick the car.
Or food or
Whatever.
cake. We're easily bribed with food.
we'll see what Skinnell comes up with next week.
Well, we're glad the Skinnell's doing better. I know he was having a little bit of health issues last year.
Well, when I talked to him today, he was up under a car. So he said what was his exact words were, I was on my ass down here working on his car. So anyway. All right, everybody, that's our show for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Please like and share our show, and we will see you again next week with RDS Performance.